potential, thanks to the innate amount of early damage coming out of both members of bot lane from Haze.
Oh, hang about. Soda, my friend. Worku. Is this the item you want?
Ooh, Spellthief's Edge. Ugh. Well, it's more damage, but it's also a lot slower.
Lots of Gogja, so really going in on that, I guess, aggressive early on bottom lane.
Sure. Besides that, we are just looking at the item builds. Tristana starting Doran's Blade is intriguing because she is going to take a bit of early harass from Xayah from Sona. But I guess she's under the impression that she has Soraka for any regen that she needs.
Should be full health anyway.
Besides that, everything fairly standard across the board. Shen shield into... Well, Shen goes Doran shield into everyone, I think. But,
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Ever since for change.
Renekton Blade. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, anyone you don't go D-shield into?
Oh, on Shen, no one. Like, I think it's the only efficient start for him now.
Yeah. Well, before there was the triple rejuve beat start versus Rumble.
But yeah, true, and the cloth fall.
Just Rumble. And then this event Doran shield got updated. And...
yeah, and it was Doran's 2 pots, and now it's Doran's 1 pot because it got nerfed.
Rip.
Dark days when Doran's Blade was the worst. Doran's item.
The good old days. As we do load into the final game in the losers bracket, best of 1. Haze on the blue side.
I feel
Raving
bad for
Raptors
whoever
on
goes
the right.
home because they're losing, obviously, but also I envy them because they get to just eat KFC instead of playing League of Legends.
Like KFC hitting the people up at the event, and there we see it already. The Tormented Soil getting
Tormented Soil's just going to shove the wave in, yeah, and then you can look for some intense roams. On the other hand, LeBlanc is actively harassing. You see Sona posturing up the lane to just push back Morgana, push back Tristana, and get off so much here for Xayah. They've pushed for level 2, they're going to get it, and oh, actually Morgana dropping fairly low here.
Yeah, and Doggo has Ignite and will hit level 2 pretty soon. Now he's just been spending his whole lane throwing out Qs onto Donut. If Donut's smart, he'll have taken the Black Shield now.
I'm looking for top lane to shove in favor of Raze.
No Black Shield available, but just healing up with those potions and of course the Spellbound from the passive. So we just take a second, look across the board. Also important to note that Ruby started Raptors Vortex. Well, starting on the blue buff, so Ruby does have the innate XP advantage, and depending on how these clears go, it looks like Vortex might be looking to level 3 rush top, as Ruby will hit level 4 if they decide to full clear, but Raze pushing up a lot.
I'm allergic to something in my living room, dude. Like, oh god, it's killing me.
Is it being cool?
No, I'm allergic to people starting Spellthief's Edge when trying to rush on
I'm
and
pretty
censor.
allergic to that as well. I have a pretty bad reaction when I see that.
Yeah, man. You see Sejuani just clearing out the Raptors here. Probably looking to back up Shen in the top lane. Renekton obviously loves shoving people in. Shen's clear isn't that good until he gets Tiamat. And always nice to shove in a Shen before he gets 6, sorry.
Doggo actually
Big action here.
In way of creep damage using the Ignite, but Black Shield means Dominator is just going to be able to walk on
Swampy.
out. Cannot say the same for Vortex. A steadfast presence will mean the Arctic Assault won't get him out, and he goes down to the butler. That's first blood. Doggo now flashing on in. Ruby going to flash after Dominator. Goes down to the Orb. This is a 2-0 Poppy and a much better start for Ruby.
Really, really nice Shen Spirit's Refuge there to deny the Renekton the stun. But, yeah, that really doesn't compensate for the fact that his mid and jungle have fallen behind. But this is the big thing.
Big thing for Ruby here. He started chickens and full clears. Vortex starts bot side, doesn't take his Gromp, and rushes level 3. I think that Dexalute maybe medium key DC'd and does go down to the creeps and the Ignite. That's unfortunate, but it gives me more time to talk, baby.
Lag on land, dude. It should be me talking. It's the early game. The color facilitates conversation. I was blowing my nose. It's okay. We're good now. So, yeah, you saw Dexalute actually DC there, which is a bit unfortunate. But
Yeah.
okay.
But as it stands, so what happens here is...
You've chat turned
You've
on.
thrown me off. Vortex, that's the one. Didn't start chickens. Went for the level 3 rush, then doesn't go for a level 3 gank, and because he never even took his Gromp, that means because Ruby started chickens, he gets the level 4 advantage, and in that 2v2, Ruby has the level advantage, and he gets the kill. And also, Vortex very greedy, holding his flash.
Yeah, he thought that the
Looking to be
buckler
able to
wouldn't
get
be
out
up
with
in
just
time,
the assault.
but it did. It was the assault and the fact that he had black shield on him, but the buckler did quite a bit more damage than he was expecting. You know when you go on those big monologues, I take my hand and I make that like flapping thing so I can pretend that it's coming out my hand, like you're right beside me.
Pretend your hand's talking.
Yeah,
That's
only when you're
very,
talking.
very strange.
Yeah, man.
Very strange. What do you mean big monologues? I never know if you're actually there or
Dude,
not.
big
I don't
I'm
know when
always
you're
here.
there.
I'm listening. It's just that I'm sneezing sometimes.
Exactly. I never know when.
Aw, I'm always there for you, friend.
No.
Moving swiftly onwards. Oh, are you
I'm
upset
not
because I
okay
called
with
you
it.
friend? You've been
Not
friend
okay.
zoned.
Not okay with your friend zoned again.
Uh,
Tragic.
this is
That's
sad. You know what's tragic? We see Soraka's dead body after she DC'd.
dying, but it's not
Which
even
is
like fully
unlucky.
hit the ground yet.
I don't know how to handle this because they used Ignite. Sony used Ignite, so
Yeah, they did. To be fair, they did actually off it, but Cannon Creep walked up and hit down the last auto. And it looks like they're talking about this bit. So it looks like they're planning on like inting or something just to trade the kill back because apparently someone like tripped over Soraka's like computer or something and it got unplugged. So it looks like what they're planning on doing is Worku is going to walk up and int to try and give the kill over.
sounds good,
Oh.
man. That looks fair. This is support for support.
Yeah, apparently someone unplugged the computer.
I
They're
saw.
now talking about potential lynchings going down, so stay safe, everyone. Well,
Well,
stay safe 10 minutes ago. Stay safe 13
Alright,
minutes
wait,
ago.
wait. Let's take this opportunity to give a big shout out to our wonderful sponsors: Kentucky
KFC.
Fried Chicken, Malta Travel Agency, Haxify, if you need to get anywhere in a hurry, Ozone, Speed Up, Go, Omega Racer, GT Omega, sorry, Racer, Razor, HyperX,
Why'd you put such an emphasis on Razor?
because I should have Racer first. Be
Yeah.
Quiet, Speed Link, AOC, Go, TTE Sports,
And Pepsi.
G Skill, and Malta Gamers.
Well, we should be...
And Pepsi, and you, the viewer, of course.
Ooh.
Thank you, our loyal, lovely audience. I think we
Okay.
should be getting back into game
Yeah, it
relatively.
looks like they're just trying to get Dexter's computer back on. This means we have time. We can talk about the various state of the game. So, we're going to
Oh,
kind of
man.
ignore that kill bot, but...
Don't quiz
what
me
do
on
two
this.
kills for Ruby mean?
So the 2 kills for Ruby mean that now there's a lot of jungle pressure on that side of the Poppy. Unfortunately, at the end of the day, she is still Poppy, so there's not as much pressure as there could be. But she did retain her flash, so Poppy can just meander her way towards the bottom side, flash on Tristana, force the flash. If Tristana tries to rocket jump, you pop the steadfast presence and you're good to go. Or if Soraka's by a wall, just flash E her. Obviously Renekton is going to shove Shen in, but Shen is more than happy to just farm out the laning phase. After about level 6, you have to be really, really, really careful of some 4 or 5 man bot lane shenanigans from this Raptors lineup. However, oh god, I forgot to change the scores and stuff. Alright,
Nice.
you talk.
0-0.
Yeah, but I didn't change the team names either.
Ah. Good job, dude. You were just bragging about your
Leave me alone.
production skills with a Z.
Is
Hey, man is back. So the plan is, what's going to happen is they're going to wait for Dexloot to reconnect and respawn. Dexloot's going to run down the lane, and they're going to give the kill to Dexloot and the assist over there to Mechanics. I'm not sure if Dexloot's going to use his exhaust or not, because Worku obviously using his Ignite for that trade, so be about as even as they could get it. And to be honest, that's pretty nice actually from Raving Raptors. Like, they don't have to do this at all. Sorry, not Raving Raptors. Haze don't have to do it at all. Looks like we will
yeah,
be
but
jumping
it's
back
this
into the game.
sportsmanlike, isn't it? Are we jumping back into the game? It says
Yeah.
still paused for me.
Yeah, but I don't know. They've both agreed that they're all ready, but then no one slash resumed it. So give it a
Slash
minute.
resume you in a minute.
Oh yeah. That's aggressive, and there we go.
There we
5,
go.
4, 3, 2, 1, go. So what they're going to do is wait for Dexlu to spawn. Dexlu's going to run down the lane, and then Worku is going to hardcore int, and they're going to make sure Mechanics gets an assist as well. Actually, it looks like... Okay, so they're also going to have Worku recall, so that it's sort of like even XP going across, and it's going to let Mechanics farm up. They understand it's... Unfortunately, that's honourable stuff right there.
Yeah. If it was old League of Legends, I'd give them an honourable opponent honor. But unfortunately, it's not. So, yeah, in terms of state of the game, you're going to want to continue seeing Renekton just shove in Shen in the top side, Shen looking for an ult opportunity, Renekton holding his stun just to negate that from happening. Poppy, obviously ahead of Sejuani, but Sejuani doesn't mind too much if she falls behind early. She's still that big tank beast later on, with phenomenal team fight and 6 ganks.
Mechanics, my dude. Okay, yeah, so Mechanics are going to start dishing out the damage onto Worku, and they're going to make sure that the kill goes over to Texalute.
That's good.
Missing things coming out. Inting, question mark, question mark, question mark in all chat. Good meme.
But besides that, we have been kind of silent about the mid lane matchup here. Yes, LeBlanc got an assist over Morgana, but there's still a distinct lack of pressure coming out of this mid laner from...
What Ruby has to say about it now. Spell immune, but burning through the black shield with the roots of a second part of the chain does connect, and he dies to the buckler under tower. Third kill of the game for Ruby.
Here comes Sejuani.
Coming up in the top lane. Arctic Assault into the flail, going to start stacking.
Dominus comes out.
Frost stacks Dominus, chaining out so much damage. And Raze might actually look something here. Now Gary does not have his taunt. He's 4 more seconds, but if Vortex stays in the area, he'll keep the permafrost going. It doesn't look like the Raving Raptors want to try and get this Raze playing very aggressive, and a nice Spirit Refuge to block the W and make sure that he uses all his fury as well.
Yeah, and you see that Soraka's now based and working towards her Ardent Sensor.
Bamboozled.
It should come out relatively around the...
Oh, Gary actually looking to take the aggressive trade
Blah,
here.
blah.
Toko in the area. Once again, a lovely Spirit's Refuge, but Toko is there and actually getting the passive proc, flashing out and going to the tower. Toko taking 1 hit too many, needing 1 auto more. Not going to get the kill and will go down. So that's something that Gary is pretty okay
Yeah,
with.
that's a tilter, but it's something to help Raptor just get their way back into the game ever so slightly. In terms of vision control, you do see some deep wards from this lineup of Haze in the Raptors' bottom side jungle as they set up for a potential dragon attempt. I'll be trading with Morgana here.
Teleports used by both top laners, but Gary has his ultimate as Mechanics.
There goes Tristana.
Into the bot lane, throwing out some good damage with that charge, and the explosion just tearing through Worku. Meanwhile, Ruby just trying to put some damage out here. Smite not actually going to do anything because
Chain goes wide,
but the damage comes through from Doggo, and Ignite makes sure he picks up that kill. This Morgana pick maybe not working out as much as we expected it to. 0, 3, and 0 right now. Maybe Sahe's got 2 points in his Q, 2 points in his W. Do you think this might be different if he started to put a few extra points into his black shield, you know? So one of the big problems he's having is that he can tank the first.
I don't think that that's a massive issue as such, as the Poppy is really right punishing hard the Morgana. In like we said, Morgana was outshove LeBlanc, and Poppy is just capitalizing on that, relying on the fact that the wave is always going to be in the middle of the lane.
That's a good point, good point. This is a very mobile champion as well, but Dominator's flash now back up, so maybe he'll live through the next gank. To me, just the big problem that I'm seeing is that if ever he throws up the black shield, it will get broken by the Sigil of Malice and the first instance of the ethereal chains. But if the chains are already on and the shield gets broken, then the second instance will get the stun, so it would be pretty risky for Dominator to keep that 1 point.
Now we do see some trading.
Now see, right here we see
here comes Poppy again.
Get the root, and in comes Ruby again. This time flashing out and actually going to live, and the Stand United will actually save him.
That saved her from the red buff, yeah.
And I'm fairly certain that Raze actually had his stun available there, but just chose not to use it so he could get more time under tower, get more damage.
Worky was 6
They
soon.
actually get the first blood. We now see Vortex coming in bot, throw down that ultimate, pick up the kill onto Worku. Maybe regretting handing over that kill. Now the flash in aggressively, but the heals are coming out from Dexloot and Mechanics, and now Asmalax regretting that decision. Double kill for Mechanics.
Mechanics jumping straight back in there after escaping with a bare sliver of health. That was really, really close for this bot lane of Haze, but ultimately the Raptors managed to turn it around. See Vortex just looping around onto Doggo.
Getting silenced, so not going to be able to jump on back, and that is the real one, flashing forward to pick up the kill, but...
Now Tristana has 3 kills!
Timed out, and this is a 3-0 Mechanics.
Yeah. Look at his Mechanics.
Already. Hey,
Tristana Mechanics.
One of the big issues I think might be here for Worku here is we just take a second to look at his stats. He has 40 armor right now, really very, very squishy. So we see how much damage these fully stacked bombs are doing when they come out from Mechanics. You know, not worth buying, obviously, you know, something like a cloth armor, but it's so squishy on these Enchanter champions.
Exactly.
Meanwhile, yeah, we just take something to compare. Dexloot 59. Dexloot most likely running both armor, yellows, and quints, really helping him out in these trades.
Soraka has a lot of armor innately, I think, from passive of something. Or not, it's okay. I might be making that up.
So, well, it's important to note that I believe, yeah, let's just check. Dexloot, yeah, 20 ability power, all coming from the Amazon. So Dexloot running armor quints, whereas Worku is running ability power.
Fair enough. So
big discrepancy. It's probably running armor reds as well. Actually, because Dexloot has no AP.
I think, yeah, I don't think you build AP on Soraka anyway, though.
Yeah, I know some people actually used to go for whatchamacallit, hybrid pen.
Also, I'm not sure I'd go AP on Sona either. I think M pen is a lot more valuable for early lane phase and
not sure. Dude, I'm
any stage
it now. What's to it?
If you do the math, magic pen is always better. Unless you're playing something with
spamming this many spells.
A lot of heal.
We actually see the very, very, very preemptive last wish there. Just trying to get some healing up, and Ruby's so tanky. He's not going to take too much damage, but Vortex doesn't care about Ruby. He's going for Raze, goes on in, gets the stun. Managing to lock him up, and the Ignite will pick up the kill. Donut will go traded back, though, as Ruby falls. Now the chains managing to keep Mechanics away from Doggo, who just walks out on a sliver of health, and Worku comes through to save Ruby. Ruby still getting quite low, has those
Crescendo available.
The Buckler shield is pretty good, but there's the Permafrost, not going to get the percentage health.
As Mechanics rotating.
As Ruby walks away,
or not.
You're right, as Max is running on up, so Ruby is re-engaging, but maybe a little bit too early. Has the courage shield and cannot pick up the buckler. Mechanics jumping on in, trying to get the reset, but straight onto the silence. Never mind, it's actually on his own team, but not the important part, as Worku manages to pick up the kill. Dexloot now running for his life, and Ruby flashes on in, but does not manage to get the heroic charge, and so it's a flash-for-flash trade for Dexloot and Ruby, but believe...
Ruby and Mechanics both committing with such little health each. Both of these players so entertaining to watch. That was such a risky play, and ultimately Haze just came straight back into the game.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty good for Haze. Picking themselves up a fair few kills. This time around, some of them going onto Doggo. Whereas, of course, previously a lot of their kills were on Ruby, although still 2 kills for Worku, 2 assists for Asmalax. Not too hot right now.
Yeah, you see the Xayah just slightly falling behind Tristana. Both these AD carries, phenomenal power spikes around the 2-3 item mark. Now, most of the gold on Raptors, sorry, on Haze, is on this Poppy. Now, she's getting her Righteous Glory, and then she's gonna really start to make life a nightmare for this Tristana. She's already made Morgana's life a nightmare, to be honest. But honestly, this composition success is not only based on Morgana. Like, it's exclusively Tristana, actually. And I think they picked Morgana just to further Black Shield and add another layer of safety to this Tristana pick.
Yeah, and I mean, no matter how behind Donut Dominator is, Black Shield is a Black Shield, and it could come up clutch. Keyflex to save Mechanics. Also, Dexloot probably going to get a Michaels at some point, as Vortex found out in his own jungle. Ruby in the 1v2, but really no one has any damage to even try and touch him. Donut maybe looking to make a flash ult, but at the end of the day he would just get pinned, so he throws down the Tormented Soil and walks away. Ruby really can just do what he wants right now.
See the binding coming, and apparently what he wants is to just focus all of his efforts mid lane.
Yeah, Ruby focusing his efforts mid lane. Vortex looking for the bot
They're
lane.
running bot lane!
Goes for the assault, goes for the Frozen Prisoner, gets the kill onto Worku. Yet another one, a nice wish will top up everyone's health bars. And Asmalex will go down. Again, really nice teleport from Gruntless Guy there as well, just to save the fight there. But again, Dominator, shield blown through so quickly, and now Doggo can just flash on him under tower with the Ignite as well to pick up the kill.
Nice rotation from Ruby and Raze to just take this. I liked how Gruntless Gary used his teleport instead of his Stand United. Because of that, mechanics almost dropped, but fortunately nothing too terrible came of it for them. And ultimately it was a relatively advantageous trade. Well, actually they got Drake and 2 kills in exchange for 1 kill and losing an inner turret, which I didn't think was that great, but again, it's an early Ocean Drake with a Tristana on your team, so I think you're fine.
Something I'm actually pretty glad to see here, outside of the Ocean Drakes, of course. Ocean Drake's so nice with Soraka, so nice with Sejuani. You just keep all their health and mana topped up, and then Soraka will do it all again. Nice Tiamat cancel there from Gary. But something I'm quite happy to see is that Donut has picked up Merc Treads. Now, he didn't have any magic resist before. He decided to pick up some Treads. He probably could have finished his Rod of Ages because...
Bit of action towards this Wraith camp. Raptor camp.
Trade, but yeah, camp was smited away by someone. I'm not actually sure which one it was.
What do you think of the Ninja Tabi? I guess he's really acknowledging that Tristana's the only damage threat on this team. They're setting Tristana up for success. Tristana is the main threat.
I mean, Poppy's one of those champions, one of those tanks where actually getting CC doesn't really matter, as maybe it does matter if your name is Donut Dominator, gets pinned on under the tower, but should be able to disengage quite nicely with that Dark Binding. But yeah, Tabby on Poppy is pretty nice because it's not like you're a Maokai where you need to actually be doing stuff in the fight. You're literally just a body, you just throw yourself 1v5 and just tank stuff up just through your stats and just through that W passive, as Ruby looks to maybe throw himself in another time, but Vortex waiting in
Vortex waiting to throw in that flail of the Northern Winds.
Well, and mid lane is slowly pushing.
Big rotation from...
So I'm not just going to give away that the
guys.
area is warded. Now Raze has teleport, Gary has Stand United, so they can both come down as well, but it looks like Doggo just wants to recall and maybe try and defend that mid lane. So this means that the 2 will be left alone, but it's okay because Doggo and Ruby both moved mid as well. Actually, mechanics.
Big fight bot lane.
Straight on in. Every time he jumps in, the silence is always there to help him out. He doesn't get crescendoed, instead he gets the kill. Now kiting away pretty nice, playing around these feathers completely on the wrong side for Asmalex, and a double kill once again picked up by Mechanics.
Yeah, and you see this bot lane of Raptors really coming through for them, really punishing both Asmalex and Worku. You can see this turret immediately going down to this Tristana once she secures that kill. And this is a 1.5 item Tristana. Just wait till she gets 3 or 4 and is doing that throughout every turret in the game.
Yeah, those turrets will be completely evaporated. It's a 6 kill Tristana. Like you said, only really 1.5 items. And I'm really liking the sort of synergy as well between Dexter and Mechanics. Now, bearing in mind the range on the rocket jump is so much higher than the range on the Equinox. But every time Mechanics jumps in, the silence is always there to back him up. Every time. He has never once been crescendoed when he jumps in.
Exactly. He's just
on the same page.
Yeah, he's got it together. Every time he goes aggressively, he's backed up by his team, he's confident enough to make such plays, and it's really a pleasure to watch an AD carry play with such reckless abandon, knowing in full faith that his team has got his back. It backfired once earlier, but besides that, he's just been everywhere he needs to be.
Yeah, been doing really well so far. Now has that finished Shiv as well. Stark contrast to his mid laner.
Do you know where you need to be right now? KFC.
KFC.
Or Malta.
Or Malta. Or anywhere. Huge Thunderbolts damage. But this bot lane tower actually left open. We do see a possibility for some sort of 4v2 here in the mid lane. Have to wonder, are the Raving Raptors going to try and take it? see just a
Some
trade up top.
prolonged laning phase in this top lane. Just one on one on one on one. Except
See,
until
maybe
Sejuani comes here.
action down in the bottom lane though, because there are 4 members of Haze.
Some action
down there.
happening
Look
down
at those
bot.
crits onto Asmalex, and look at the damage onto Dominator. The Witch
Stand United.
and the Stand United used to save. Let's give him a bit of health as well from the Soraka. Throwing down some W's, man, just going to get out alive, and so will Ruby.
What?
Flashing out. Is the ult available? Never mind, just go for the flash smite instead. Vortex holding this frozen prisoner if they want to fight, but whilst all this is going on, because Gary used his ultimate to get out, Raze is just wailing away at the tower. A nice buster shot to knock him into the wall, though, as the crits are now coming through from Mahanix. A lovely Spirit Refuge will absolutely save Mahanix's life there from the turnaround from Raze, who will...
Mahanix is safe, but who's going to save Asmalex?
Stacks, who knows, as Vortex actually forced to run out, scared of what what healing and damage Worker will be able to provide. And also using his frozen tomb there, so still really just a 1-for-1 across the board. Actually, no, 1-for-0, because Donut Dominator didn't actually die.
Exactly.
No, 2-for-0, because Ruby did die.
Yeah.
Got flash smited. Forgot about that.
Did you get flash smited? I thought it was the flash W, but yeah. Okay, nice.
Flash smite. I mean, yeah, the W was available, the frozen prism was available, but just flash smite. Yeah. Gotta give it the well, he had to flash 100%, but gotta go for the style, you know.
Yeah, man. Everyone heard me loudly clear my throat. I wish I had KFC.
Yes.
Just that plug there. I didn't even eat meat, but I wish I had KFC.
Yeah, good job, dude. So Mahanix now tearing through this mid lane tower.
Absolutely. And you just see that Tristana's hit that spike that we were discussing, where she's got the Ardent Sensor of the Soraka, she's got that powerful frontline backing her up, she's got the Black Shield should anything go to her, right? And honestly, we thought, yeah, Poppy's going to be in full control of this game with the kills that she amassed earlier, but it's still just not enough.
Not enough quite just yet. Carry and Raze just trading it back once again, and as this goes on and on, we actually get to the point where Gary will start winning these short trades with his Q. Has the redemption to heal him up and taunts Raze in the damage circle, and Mechanics jumping on him, picking up the crit and getting himself another kill. And this is bad news for Raze. The man's built the Ravenous Hydra, but Gary has a Bramble Vest. That Grievous Wounds is actually going to ruin Raze when it comes to his healing.
Immediately, the team decide to go for Mountain Drake. Now, in response, we could see a team fight.
Gary has teleport available. Vortex clearly looking to
LeBlanc has 2 stacks of Sejuani on her.
But it goes wide. The dragon is picked up by Ruby, but Vortex doesn't care. He's looking for Doggo. Gets the E stacks and then gets the ultimate as well. Asmalex trying to kite back, but he is alone and taken.
Poppy's alive, but alone.
Now jumps on over the wall, getting the resets, trying to run down Ruby, but Ruby is on full health.
They don't care. They don't care about Poppy. They're going straight for the Baron.
Straight for the Baron, possibly the mid lane tower. Raze is alive, and Mahanix has no ultimate, so will not be able to keep out Ruby. Ruby no keeper's verdict though, so this Baron is a possibility. Looks like they're just going to go for the much safer mid lane.
Ah, yeah, okay. They don't want to risk ending their tournament so soon anyway.
Now look at that comeback. It never really felt like Raze were ahead, but they have been for the entire game due to their tower lead. But now, Raving Raptors do manage to get some gold here and actually gain a gold lead for the first time.
Absolutely stellar that they've managed to snowball so hard. What is the wow?
Okay.
Oh yeah, okay. Morgana went for that
Yeah.
instead of Rod of Ages because she was so
They
far behind.
had the items for Rod of Ages and just went, you know what, it's too late to get it.
Let's go for Abyss of Mass to augment Sejuani's damage and some of Tristana's.
That's a really nice item on Morgana, because you're going to be 1v5 when you have the when you go for the ultimate plays. So I actually quite like that a lot.
Yeah. Good decision from her. LeBlanc opting to go towards the Gunblades somewhat soon, I suppose. While Renekton has gone for the Ravenous Hydra instead of the Titanic, which signifies his desire to just continue split pushing instead of joining these team fights.
Yeah, just going to keep on splitting away because he is not really very ahead and not actually a very tanky. Definitely built 100% for the 1v1 and for the split, but Really, at what point is Gary just going to start winning out in these trades?
At what point is Guy going to start winning up? Probably after he completes that Thorn Mail.
It's looking pretty good for him already. In the very extended trades, Raze is still coming out ahead, but that Grievous Wound's now putting in a lot of work, and if Gary can get multiple passes through from his Vorpal Blade Kappa, I refuse to call it anything else, then he will be in a pretty good spot.
Exactly. And now they're just clearing out the mid waves, looking for somewhat of a rotation here. Shen just being sent bot lane to go on that farm duty. Actually a big wave being amassed by Renekton in this top side. Someone's gonna have to deal with Shen, but someone's also gonna have to deal with Renekton if they keep avoiding each other.
Yeah, but in the event that no one deals with them, it's obviously much better for Gary to be down in that bottom lane, but as the Baron will be spawning. But it looks like they're actually just both going to swap places. Gary recalling to go top, but Raze... Actually, no, Ray's going to go back to the top lane as well. Yeah, someone has to catch that wave, like you said. Now Vortex looking to engage the fight, but everything comes onto Ruby. The Redemption serves only as an AoE Ardent proc, and actually that is a fight that Haze are very okay with, blowing 2 massive team fighting cooldowns. Alright, both teams now moving up towards the Baron. Both top laners are there, despite the fact that Gary has such a global advantage, you know, with his ult, with his teleport, but there is a wave amassing in the bottom lane for Raving Raptors. It's going to be pushing out quite slowly though.
Exactly, and you can see that the vision line here is really, 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 really nice around this Baron for both teams. Ooh, actually chain connects onto Mechanics, being forced to rocket jump up. Out. Sorry, not up. Also up, I guess. You could consider it up because she jumps up into the air. Yeah. That aside. Yeah.
You're just going to see Raving Raptors just trying to create a little bit of pressure here in the mid lane.
We'll be going in.
Shield from Donut Dominator means with Dexloop will be a-okay, but as a shield runs out, Doggo looks to engage, and those crits still doing a lot of damage onto Ruby. A nice
good steadfast presence
going to block him out. Donut Dominator also gets the Ignite used on him as he tries to make the aggressive play into the 3. Now he has no Soul Shackles. I'm not sure if he wanted to use that too much anyway, seeing as he has no Zhonya's Vortex. Now looking to make the engage happen, takes the Righteous Glory and goes in onto the ADC, who manages to get out with a nice Feather Storm. Mechanics locked up, but he just has so much peel from the Soraka, from the Shen, who has been launched away by the Keeper's Verdict. This fight still going on. Nobody has died yet, but that is better.
The binding.
Dominator goes for the flash binding, but it goes wide. Mechanics now looking to maybe make an aggressive play.
Flashing forward
on in and gets crescendo. Dexloop is there to give him the heals if he needs them. That's one
Resets.
for Mechanics. The man's legendary. Gets his redemption down, jumps on in, but will get immediately pinned up by Ruby. The redemption heal did not connect. Ruby will pay for that with his life, but it's a completely worth trade in his opinion, as Dexloop goes down as well. It is now only the tanks left alive.
And LeBlanc, that famous tank.
Doggo is still up, and this is the problem with Razor's build. He has no tank stats, no Dominus available either. But Vortex also going quite low. Doggo looking to maybe trade over a kill, and he will get it with the Sigil of Maz and the passive prop. So Gruntless Gary, the only man left alive, and he's just going to turn his sights onto his tower. Maybe the wave has finally caught up, and at a perfect timing as it will pick up the tower.
They have 20 seconds in which Sejuani is dead, but all of their team alive. I think they can run to this Baron. They have no vision control around it, however, so I think they'll actually be hesitant and just push out the side waves, unfortunately.
Ocean Dragon is available, and it's the much safer of the options, but a Baron Rush could be what Haze need just to get back into this game. The game is almost perfectly even, with the gold now just being in Haze's favor.
I was blowing my nose again, so that was silent. Right.
Sweet Christmas.
Blue buff being picked up here by Morgana, as you see Mechanics just actively trading. This Tristana is at 11-2. Zaya doesn't have a kill yet. Man. This feels bad.
what
Got the
do you
Knight's
think-
Vow on Tristana now.
Yeah, pretty solid item.
Still no locket from either team. What do I think of what?
Oh, nice little going in
Ooh,
over the
yeah.
back wall, and Mechanics having now hit level 14. Does have the range he needs to hit that Baron from the right spot.
But he
There
can
will
even
be
use the
over
explosive
wall, but
charge
it
on the
is
Baron.
Face checked by Ruby. Ruby knows what's up, and Vortex probably just going to take the Arctic Assault out. At the end of the day, doesn't really cost them very much because they have the Soraka healing. As now Haze look to get the vision control around the Baron. I was going to say, what do you think about tier on Sona?
Oh, I think that's standard as well now.
I know it's standard, I just hate it.
I hate it as well.
honestly,
You don't even build it into Seraph's
Yeah.
until like last item. It's just there because she really needs mana.
Yeah, that's the thing, is I don't play Sona, so I don't know what it's like with like not having it, but I just hate when someone spends, you spend 7, you're already on a budget roll and you're spending a lot of gold on stats you don't really need. It's like it gives very few
I think
stats.
the mana
The
regen
dragon
from
is
coin
picked up,
helps.
but it will be answered by the Baron.
By the Baron, yeah.
They're moving towards it, and Haze are looking to come up as well. It's so that goes down to 1k, will be picked.
Baron's been
up
taken,
by
it's we see a
Sejuani.
big fight here.
Is channeled, and it will knock out the Morgana. A prime target to hit away as the Redemptions come on down, healing up everyone but dishing out the damage as well. That is 2 people going down. Both Soraka and Renekton have fallen. Now it's up to Mechanics to try and tear through.
Tristana!
He has the Black Shield, he has the Stand United, he has the double kill, he has the triple kill, he has the reset, he has the
Do we get
quadruple
Penta?
kill. Is he going to get the Pentakill? Running down onto Worku. 2 shots, needs 1 more with the rapid fire cannon. Can he get it? Yes, he can. Pentakill goes over to Mechanics.
Mechanics, you are an actual god. Your team did everything they could to set you up, and you did not fumble. You had the resources, you used the resources, you pushed all the way in, you played aggressively, you rocket jumped in, you right clicked, you wow, you right clicked, well,
Whoa,
you
good play.
did so well there to just completely cut through the entire enemy team of Haze, and I think this might just be considered an upset.
In some people's eyes, it would be. They
Some
picked up the
people's
inhibitor.
eyes.
They're not going to get much more. They're going to recall and pick up the huge wave that's currently crashing into their bottom lane tower. But that is 5 kills onto your Tristana. Goes back and buys a complete Bloodthirst. I had no items to build into it before. Just 100% fresh on that one.
Our first televised pentakill of the tournament.
Indeed it is. So now see, look at that. That is 4.5 items. Playing into the 3 of Asmalex.
Yeah, really, really unlucky. Asmalex, to his credit, was doing decent damage in that fight. But unfortunately, it wasn't enough, and when he gets a Tristana on his head, she crits him for half his health. Really, really unlucky.
Indeed, it was, as we now see Raving Raptors looking to see what else they can get. This is the first top tower. So easy for them to take. They're just going to walk up with Mechanics. If anyone tries to stop them, they're just going to catch a Glacial Prism to the face.
I caught one of those once.
Just to the mouth.
Um,
I've got to say,
that's
like,
why I'm always cool.
You know what else is cool?
Be quiet.
Delicious Avalanche from KFC. Hey,
Wrong sponsor.
there's-
Ah, my Pepsi with a couple of ice cubes in it.
Right sponsor. As we now see Raving Raptors just tearing through these top lane towers. Not too hard to do, as they do have this Tristana we've spoken so much about. And the Baron buff. Now the pin does come onto Donut, who will flash out.
Nice Sejuani ult.
Disengage
Oh.
with the Sejuani ult, but the Sona will still go down. And now Mechanics
Tristana.
coming in a very early Stand United, just keep his health as high as possible. Picks up another double kill, but will be shut down by Raze. That is a lot of damage now missing from Raving Raptors' team fight. But they still have the Baron, they still have the waves, they've still taken the inhibitor. Doggo going to get silenced by the Equinox, rooted as well, and will go down. As now Raving Raptors taking out all of the big damage threats. Only Raze left alive. They have no Tristana, but they move to the Nexus.
Soul Shackle's forcing the flash out. But as it turns out, they can close without the Tristana.
If they can. Actually, Redemption's coming on down, going to top up Raze's health, but will it matter?
Will it
Look
matter
like it will.
indeed? I suppose not.
Just trying to see what they can do. Dex Salute going to go down to Raze, but the Nexus even going to go down to Gary. But it looks like we've made a mistake here, despite